Welcome to today's episode of Retro Rewind, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of vintage gaming technology. I'm your host, and today we're unearthing the complexities and tremendous potential of running Windows NT on the Nintendo GameCube and Wii systems. Yes, you heard that right. Let's start with some basics. Windows NT on gaming consoles? It sounds wild, but it has attracted a niche community passionate about pushing the limits of what these classic devices can do. So, which systems are compatible with this endeavor? Here's the lineup. We have the Nintendo GameCube, the Wii, and even the Wii Mini and Wii U, though there are some notes about hardware limitations and requirements for each system. Now here's where it gets interesting. The adaptation supports various input devices that you might remember from your childhood. For instance, both GameCube and N64 controllers can be utilized, along with a handful of other accessories like keyboards and USB devices. It's fascinating how these inputs are mapped differently depending on the firmware and setup. Let's take a moment to visualize this. Imagine popping in for a nostalgic gaming session and wielding a GameCube controller to navigate through a Windows NT interface. Think of it as combining your childhood gaming memories with the techie thrill of troubleshooting an operating system. But of course, as with any retro tech, there can be hiccups. Wait, what kind of issues, you might ask? Well, one of the notable challenges with USB mass storage devices. Not every device will work smoothly, and sometimes the system might hang on reboot. This speaks to the heart of retro computing, trial and error, a real journey of discovery. Speaking of journeys, let's talk about installation. If you're thinking of setting this up yourself, there's a bit of a technical dance involved. You'll need to grab binaries, prepare an SD card, and run through quite a few installation prompts. There's something endearing about the slightly chaotic nature of these setups. Makes you wonder how the tech-savvy among us adapted to the quirks of early computing, doesn't it? Let's pause here. For those who might be intimidated by the tech jargon, here's a simple analogy. Setting up this retro system is a bit like baking a cake. Sure, you can follow a recipe, but sometimes the oven misbehaves or the flour doesn't mix just right, and you have to adjust on the fly. Moving on to some of the known issues. One intriguing point made in the documentation refers to the design of the integrated graphics subsystem. The GDI driver can be slow due to unoptimized code, which may give you some patience testing moments as you navigate through the interface. So picture yourself waiting for a classic game to load while sipping on your favorite childhood soda. It's about savoring the experience. But it's not all doom and gloom. The developer community behind this project is alive and thriving, adapting and improving the system. The dedication showcases how the retro gaming scene can unite people across generations to explore and innovate. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to highlight some key takeaways. We've explored the quirky and adventurous world of installing Windows NT on GameCube and Wii, discussed the fascinating input device capabilities, and acknowledge the unrealized potential wrapped up in vintage tech. So what do you think? What are your opinions on melding retro gaming with powerful operating systems like NT? Let us know by reaching out to us on social media. And remember, every time you engage with technology, be it retro or modern, you're part of that legacy of innovation. Thanks for tuning in to Retro Rewind. Until next time, keep gaming, exploring, and embracing the nostalgic wonders of the past.